Hello guys, Julia here, and today I have a really cute project for you featuring a new stamp by Purple Onion Designs and showing you how to use vellum and pattern paper on a clean and simple card. Now here are some of the new stamps from Purple Onion Designs, and I'm going to be using Lily, this super cute owl, and I've also prepared a little bit. I have a card base here, simple A2 card base. I have some pattern paper, which I printed out because at that time I didn't have any paper pads. I have a panel and I have two dies, one from Reverse Confetti and this oval die from Pretty Pink Posh. I'm starting out with the die cutting. What I want to do is I want to cut an opening, that's the oval shape here, and I want to give this panel a really nice edge. That's what I'm using, the Reverse Confetti die here, and I'm using my T ruler to make sure that everything is straight, that because it's going to be, you're going to notice if it's not centered or if it's crooked or something. You will notice that on a clean and simple card. So I'd rather use the ruler and make sure. Now I used my Grand Caliber, not my Big Shot, that's in storage, but the Grand Caliber to die cut all the pieces. You can see here all the pieces that you get, these two pieces from the oval die, and then the nice little edge that you get from the Reverse Confetti die. Now I'm turning this piece over and I'm using some micropore tape to adhere this frame back to this panel because I wanted to be one piece. Actually did another card using a similar technique and I forgot to put that frame in, and then I had to cut foam tape down to this itsy bitsy frame. Oh, that was really annoying. So this works really nice. And I'm putting adhesive onto my card base because I will need to adhere my pattern paper. Usually I would use my ATG gun, but it's in storage. You're gonna hear me say that a lot for a while. I apologize. And after I put down some adhesive, I'm putting down this pattern paper. I had printed this out, that's why it has this gloss. Regular pattern paper doesn't have that, so which I'm thankful for, but that was all that I had. So this is how it's going to look like later on, so I'm just making sure that it fits. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is the little miss you here, and I'm going to list all the supplies that I'm using in the video description below. Just peeling out that sentiment there from my storage, and I'm using my Stamp-A-Magic to make sure it's going to go exactly where I need it to go, because you can't see through the rubber stamps. So I'm just lining up my acrylic block again with the positioning tool, pushing down, and here is my sentiment. Booyah! Now I'm stamping the little owl here on Copic-friendly paper, and I'm using my My Favorite Things Black Licorice ink, which is perfect for Copics, watercolors, color pencils. It's the perfect ink for literally every type of coloration that you can think of. The only time that I don't use it is for sentiments, because there I prefer VersaFine black ink. For the coloration, I'm not using Copics. I'm using Twin Touch brush markers from the company Shinhan. All the supplies are listed in the video description below. And they are also alcohol markers. They behave basically the same as Copics do, only I can get them a lot cheaper than Copics. And I bought a few, like actually just some gray colors, those blue grays, and some purples to complement my Copics and to try these markers out. I'm actually working on a very, very extensive review of these markers to see if I like them better, if they are comparable to the Copics, and so far I haven't found any downside to them, because you can replace the nibs, you can refill these markers, and I buy my Copic sketches for about €5.18 online per piece, and I can get the Twin Touch markers for $3.59 online in Germany. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. And as I said, they behave, at least from my perspective, they behave virtually the same. So as you can see, blending works just as well as it does with the Copics. I'm blending from dark to light. And so I'm quite happy with these markers right now. Yeah, so the colors I'm using here are blue grays for the coat of the owl. I'm just keeping it simple here. I'm not doing any fancy coloring, just trying to add a little bit of dimension, or at least to hint at a dimension, but I'm not doing anything fancy. And then for her belly, I actually used warm grays, and when I was done, I realized that looks weird, you know, like have the entire owl in cold grays or blue grays and then have a warm gray. So I grabbed the lightest blue gray and just went over this here just to tone it down a little bit, to have it not quite as warm. And then I'm just using a YR for the beak and the feet. I adhered some vellum behind that opening and then put some foam tape on top of this. And the vellum is there to mute the very, very intense purple color that I have here. Because I was worried if I would not mute it, then Lily would kind of drown against the background. You wouldn't really see her well. So by adhering her on top of the vellum, it mutes the background, the image stands out more, and it's still a clean and simple card. And of course I had to adhere some sequins from Pretty Pink Posh. I'm using Pansy Purple sequins, and I think the other ones are either it's clear or gold. It will be listed in the video description below. And I'm also adhering some seed beads. They're really, really tiny, and I just like how they complement the sequins. I'm using glossy accents that I've changed into this little bottle because it has this super fine nozzle. And that's it. That's the finished card for today. It's pretty easy to do. You can see here I added some dots with my Stardust gel pen into the scalloped edge of the reverse confetti die. And of course there's also the sentiment from Pretty Pink Posh. And here is a close-up of Lily the owl, super cute, very easy to fuzzy cut. I did this with my scissors. And oh yeah, that's Sunshine Glow. The yellow sequins are Sunshine Glow sequins in the 4mm size, the others are 6mm, and then the seed beads. So I hope you liked this video and got inspired. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll try to answer that. And I would love if you leave me a thumbs up or would even subscribe to my channels. I have a lot more awesome videos to come. Thanks, cheers!